Hi, everyone. Let's talk about TNA Impact from April 9th, 2026. Let's talk about this episode, guys. We kick off Thursday Night Impact on AMC with the Director of Operation, Daryl Ray, and Director of Authority, Santina Morella, overseeing the official TNA World Championship contract signing for Rebellion. And Daryl Ray insists that it will be strictly business tonight. First, she introduced challenger Eddie Edwards, followed by TNA World Champion Mike Santana, and Eddie Edwards presents on who they both were when they first started with TNA Wrestling and their journey through TNA Wrestling, and Eddie Edwards is ready to be a third-time world champion and signs the contract. And TNA World Champion Mike Santana wants to be the face and center of TNA Wrestling, and he convinced that he will remain the TNA World Champion and signs the contract. Then the Saints are at an all-time high, and Cedric Alexander attacks Mike Santana from behind, and Leon Slater rushes to Mike Santana's aid and takes out Cedric Alexander and Eddie Edwards. Then AJ Francis is ready for his match against Nick Nemeth at Rebellion, and that's what happened right there, guys, which, Rebellion's already over with and all that, which we'll talk about that show, what happened on that pay-per-view. Then we had Jenna Stones versus Dana Luna. Dana Luna's no longer, in TNA, guys. But anyways, let's talk about this match. Dana Luna versus Jenna Stones. Let's talk about Dana Luna starts the match off and shoves Jenna Stones down, and both contenders trade blows. Center ring to Stones, follows her to the canvas, and Luna rolls out of the ring, and Stones levels her outside of the ring, and Jenna Stones gets distracted, levels her outside of the ring, and Jenna Stones gets distracted by Jenna Stills, and Dana Luna senses the opportunity, and Dana Luna powerbombs her off the edge of the apron. Then Jenna Stones tries to get back in the ring, and Dana Luna kicks her off the edge of the apron, and she dives a knee into Jenna Stone's spine and follows it with a boot to her spine, and Dana Luna whips her into the turnbuckle and goes for a cover, and Jenna Stones kicks out at 2. Then Dana Luna ascends Jenna Stones into her shoulder, and Jenna Stones breaks out, and Dana Luna falls with a boot to her face, and Jenna Stones fires back with a leg drop into a split leg moonsault and goes for the cover, and Luna kicks out at 2, and Dana Luna catches her and slams Stone against her knee with a backbreaker and drives Jenna Stones down with a power bomb and goes for a cover, and Jenna Stones kicks out at 2, and Jenna Stones sends Dana Luna into the turnbuckle and crashing down from the top rope with a twisted moonsault and wins the match with a twisting moonsault, and that's what happened right there, and that's how Jenna Stones defeated Dana Luna with a twisting moonsault. Then Jenna Stills attacks Jenna Stones in the ring after the match to send a message, and that's what happened right there. Then the TNA injury report is presented. Let's talk about it, guys. Nick Nemeth is out of action after being attacked. And then backstage by AJ Francis, I was thinking Nick Nemeth is out of action after being attacked backstage by AJ Francis. Then Tessa Blanchard and Joey Threat are both dealing with the aftermath of their brawling buck count match last week on Impact, and Tessa Blanchard is banged up by clearing for in-ring action. However, Joey Threat remains out of action, and Matt Hardy is still feeling the effect after being attacked by the Righteous, and that's what happened right there, guys. Let's talk about this. And then we had Taryn Terrell. Let's talk about Taryn Terrell joins us in the Impact Zone with her hardcore country match at Rebellion, and just 2 nights away, and Taryn Terrell is happy to be back in the ring and had a message for Ashba Elegance and the Elegance brand, and interrupted Taryn Terrell and shows her that Mickie James and ODB are down backstage, and that the Elegance brand attacked her in the ring, and security come to Taryn Terrell's aid, and the Elegance brand attacks security too, and the Elegance brand are ready to burn the past at Rebellion. Then Santino Marella addresses Ariana Grace and Lorenzo Stacks backstage for how she has been acting recently, and Santino attacks Stacks, and they fuzz into the females' locker room, and Indy Hartwell gives her the all clear, and they both charge in, and Indy Hartwell gives Santino Marella the Cobra back. Then we had Frankie Kazarian fences BTE. This was a good match, guys. Let's talk about it, guys. So yes, guys, Frankie Kazarian defeated EDE, which this was a decent match. Let's talk about it. Frankie Kazarian levels up BTE and drops him into the canvas and starts this match off. And Frankie Kazarian drives down BTE and falls with a leg drop to his chest, and BTE fires back and flips him with a crossbody, and he drops Frankie Kazarian with a double knee and goes for a cover, but Frankie Kazarian kicks out at one, and BTE rolls out a chicken swing and slams into Frankie Kazarian with a running knee, and BTE sets up for a clip cutter, and Frankie Kazarian counters with a backstabber, and Frankie Kazarian gets him in a chicken swing hold, and BTE taps out, and that's how Frankie Kazarian won by submission with a chicken swing hold, and that's how he beated BTE with a submission. Then Ryan Nemeth attacks BTE after the match, and Elijah attacks Frankie Kazarian from behind and chases up the ramp. Then we had Alina Black fences Mella Grace by Harley Hinson by her side, and Mella Grace rolls up Alina Black for an early cover, and Alina Black kicks out at 2, and Alina fires back with an elbow strike, but Mella spines and falls it with a stomp into her back, and Mella Grace flats her into the canvas with a clothesline, and she slams her down with a twisting suplex and goes for the cover, and Alina Black kicks out at 2. Then Alina Grace climbs to the top turnbuckle, and Alina Black stops her by connecting a knee to her jaw, and Alina Black drops her with a blackout for the cover and wins with a blackout. Then I'll say it again. Dara Gray is with Santino Marella backstage after receiving a phone call from the board, and officially suspends the Director of Authority Santino Marella officially, and Indy Hartwell comes to his aid and is officially suspended officially as well. Then we had Ricky Soa. Oh man, I love this dude. Ricky Soa in TNA, guys. You guys can comment down below. I appreciate all the people that are watching me, but comment down below, guys, if you love this dude, Ricky Soa. He's really good. I love this guy. And Jess Miller officially welcomes Ricky Soa to TNA Wrestling, and Ricky Soa is so excited to be here, and he wants to show the world what he's got, but Eric Young has interrupted him, and Eric Young attacks Ricky Soa and tries to go for a power driver, and Ricky Soa counters it by throwing him onto the canvas, and Eric Young attacks him from behind and drops him with a pile driver. Then Tessa Blanchard is seen in dead rhythm, and Rosemary introduces Mura Shade to Ali and wants her help collecting sins, and Rosemary is ready to get the fun started. Then we had Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali's in the Impact Zone with Order 4, and Mustafa Ali is ready to be the new TNA International Champion, which he won the title at Rebellion, guys, and calls out the TNA International Champion, Trey Miguel, to join him. And Mustafa Ali wants to fight Trey Miguel one-on-one without Order 4 interfering, and Trey Miguel attacks him, and Order 4 rushes to his aid, and Special Agent Cyril picks up Trey Miguel, ready to drop him, but Moose comes to his aid, and Trey Miguel super kicks Mustafa Ali, and Moose falls with a spear, and Trey Miguel climbs to the top and falls up by the great hands, dragged him to safety. Then we had all the matches that happened at Rebellion, which we'll talk about that later. Then we had the table match with the Hardys fences the Righteous. Oh, this was good. I'm telling you guys, this match was good. This was the main event. Oh man, this match was good. Let's talk about this table match with the Hardys and the Righteous. Let's talk about this, guys. So I'll say it again. Vincent and Dutch essentially attack the Hardys before the match is underway, and the bell rings, and Matt and Vincent trade blows in the ring, and Matt Hardy slams Vincent into the canvas, and the Hardys slide a table into the ring, and Matt Hardy sets up Jeff Hardy for the leg drop onto Vincent, and Matt Hardy climbs to the top rope to send Vincent through a table, and Vincent offenses it, and Matt Hardy goes through the table, and the Righteous build some momentum on their own and sets up a table in the ring, and they try to set Jeff into the table and offenses it, and the Hardys fight back with a cinch, delete the Righteous, and the Hardys take out the Righteous with their penalty and penalty and motion, and sent Dutch topping over the top rope, and Vincent slams Matt face first into an edge of a table, and Jeff Hardy sends Dutch into the steel steps again. Then Jeff Hardy drags a ladder from underneath the ring and climbs to the top, and Vincent interferes, and Vincent drops Jeff Hardy with a DDT and tries to destroy the ladder, and the Righteous set up tables on their own, and the system is sent watching backstage, and the Righteous sets up the duplex to the Hardys through the table onto the outside, but the Hardys fences it, and Dutch launches Jeff Hardy to the outside and sets up on a table, and Matt Hardy prevents Dutch from launching himself up to the top turnbuckle, and the Hardy sent Dutch through the table, and Vincent enters and sends Matt Hardy through the table. Vincent enters and sends Matt Hardy through the table, and Vincent sets up a suicide bomb, and Jeff offenses it and sets up a suicide bomb of his own, and Vincent fences it and rolls out of the ring, and Matt Hardy drops him with the twist of fate, and Matt Hardy bites Vincent and sets him up onto the table, and Jeff Hardy crashing down with a suicide bomb and sending Vincent through the table, and the Hardys won, and that's how the Hardys defeated the Righteous, guys. And then Vincent charges into the Hardys after the match and slams a table down on top of Jeff Hardy, and that's what happened there, guys, and that's what happened on this episode on April 9th of 2026, and I gave this episode a 7 out of 10, guys. I gave this TNA Impact a 7 out of 10. So yes, guys, I gave this episode a 7 out of 10. This is CJD 2006. I'll say it again. This is CJD 2006. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells as always, guys. And peace out and take care and much love, guys. Peace out and take care and much love.